Hello, everybody, welcome to the Psychic Investigator. Hello, everybody, welcome to the Psychic Investigator. Guys, I realize I don't have mascara on. Let me put some mascara on. So there is a lot to discuss today. I admit I haven't slept a whole lot from yesterday to today. So I'm a little bit slow. But this, putting myself together for us here and everything that's happening is exciting. Okay, in a way, right? I cannot wait for the end of this nightmare. So let's discuss. So I organized this video to talk about two things that are happening. One is Trump's health. So he is going to Walter Reade tomorrow. And another thing that's going on is yet another piece of news saying that what's his name? J.D. Vance is considering dropping out of the 2028 race. Not that he has ever, it's not even a thing yet, right? But I find it interesting, right? And yes, the Daily Mail is a tabloid, but I think given that we're in this information warfare kind of scenario, and that I've seen this before, right? Meaning there have been rumors of this, and so none of this is surprising. Let's get some cards here, okay? 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. So, all right. So let's ask for protection. I'd like to ask for protection. A beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources. That I create the good and not the good, and so it is. Okay, so let's talk about this headline here. Trump set to visit Walter Reade Hospital for a third health checkup in 13 months. President Donald Trump plans to go to Walter Reade National Military Medical Center on Tuesday for a medical and dental checkup, according to a White House official. All right, so what's going on with Trump's health? He's coughing. Oh, and I see that his face is very puffy, and I'm reminded of a comment I saw. Someone said that, I don't know if it was this person's father or relative who had a congestive heart failure. He said he looked just like Trump, very bloated. And I see that Trump is having a hard time breathing, and I see the legs are puffy, and you can see some of the photos. He is puffy. And in fact, he's having trouble with his kidneys, and he's just puffy. And they've told him that his health it's collapsing. But I have a question actually. How come Trump, like, he's considering the amount of drugs he's done and everything, I would say he's healthy, but he's still alive, right? And of course the right never says it. Remember Biden? They never say anything. There's some comments about this, but how come, right? How come he stays? How come? What's going on? What motivates him? Okay, so it's interesting. It's saying that in a way, somebody like him, it's saying his brain already has a different frontal lobe thing. Frontal lobe is a part of the brain that controls. It's the executive function. So impulsivity, aggression. A lot of times, psychopaths have problems regulating. Like they would just grab things, the thieves and all that. Like there's some deregulation. Regulation, but the way that in brains in the area. That's also what happens when you have frontal lobe dementia. And I have ADHD, which is interesting, right? It's also connected to that part of the brain. So I am just like, what is that? That means I'm going to do many drugs and live a long life. No, I'm just saying. So it's saying he has no sense of suffering. So that's big. He doesn't have any, oh, he's never depressed. He's never, it's just, it's lacking. He doesn't have any remorse. So that adds a lot to your, that's why a lot of people who are evil don't, like, they don't suffer from heartbreak. They get stressed, they get angry, but they don't get that whole, like, things don't weigh on them. They don't have, like, oh, like, depth. They don't have depth. So everything is like on the surface. And since they think about Trump, has he had real hardships, right? No. And he's got a boss and he's the devil. So that's right. And he is saying he's a, what's the word? Vampire. Like energy vampire. And the country vampire also. So interesting. But he's saying yes. And I see interesting something in the brain, like he's under risk of having a AVC. Is that what you call it? No, that's in Portuguese, AVC. It's like when you have a vein in your brain bursts. So anyway, so that's what I get. Now, how is his health going to impact the presidency? I mean, he's not well. It's interesting. I still see him not being able to speak, like has some sort of brain hemorrhage, and he's going to have to be sidelined. Yes, and people seem to know that, people inside the administration. So let's see what the card is saying about him. Say about his health. Let's see what the cards say. Okay. All right. Imbalance. White House. Now this is aggression. Sometimes it's a spy, actually. Also karma. This card would mean in this position like this. All right. So enemy exposed. Lies. Talk. Conversation. This is a lawyer. Payments. Interesting. The money man. Now, interesting. Remember how I was talking about before how something coming out about his here lies, right? Conversation. Oh, maybe a spy, because this card upside down a lot of times can be in a spy. So a spy has got his conversation with a donor or somebody wealthy about payments with, oh, maybe this is the payments with a lawyer related to a lawyer. And this exposes his relationship with the enemy. Now, I've talked about before that in cards, some card systems have the enemy cards. The ones that do, this one's the enemy. It's written in Portuguese, right? Usually they have the male and the female enemy. The difference between the male and the female, wait, no, I already have this as a, here, see, of Lenormand. So the difference between the male and the female is that the female is the one in your environment and the male is outside. The same with Lenormand. Snake tends to represent somebody in your environment, and the fox represents something outside. Something so similar here. So it could be a foreign country in that case, right? So imbalance, karma related to foreign dealings. Interesting because I'm asking about his health, really. So here, something important. Where do we put it here? Something important here. Okay. Woman. Man, I tell you guys, I don't love people cards so much because just because it's a lot of times it's meaningless. Okay, here, recognition. Stars. Now, I really I wonder if it's the, like, Starlink, the recognizing the woman, something important coming out. Experienced. Older. An important ally. Okay. Oh, and then I see the face of Macron. So there are recordings. Okay, so it suggests that something may have come up that affected his health. Really? Okay. So what is okay? Now what is going on at Walter Reade? And it's tomorrow. So what's going to happen at Walter Reade? Okay, so what's going on at Walter Reade tomorrow when Trump is going to do his health? I see that he's put in a scanner. You know those? Is it MRI machine? Yeah, and they seem something his brain, something in his, like, the neck actually. That there's something they have to. There's something there maybe clogged. Issue with drainage and on his legs and insufficient venal, like, not enough circulation. So it's a pretty serious situation. He and has a lot of he's too much salt, so high blood pressure too. And okay, so what are they gonna do? They tell him. They tell Susie Wiles, and the family is, like, absent. Okay, so I have a question. Does Trump's health have something to do with him leaving, whenever that may happen? Does Trump's health play a role in him leaving government? Okay, and I mean, like, okay, let's just see. I mean, just that it could be, uh, like, what do people near him know? Like, that work with him, like somebody like Susie Wiles. What do they know about his health that we don't know? Okay, so what role will Trump's health play in his departure? What do people close to him know about his health that we don't know? So, first, what role will Trump's health play in his departure? Yeah, I see that he's very impulsive and he's trying to say something. It's not coming out, and his speech is garbled. And so he wants to say something because he's used to using his mouth to do all kinds of horrible things, like to manipulate markets, to create chaos, and it's something is stuck. And then I see that there's information coming out about him and Musk and the military, but so what happens for? I just feel like it's an imminent and also aligned and connected somehow. So it's not the health alone, right? Because if he was a decent president and that was the only thing, but there's more to the story here. Okay, so let's see. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. All right. Okay, so just double checking because I have several cards here. So something coming out. Judgment. Battle. Now, interesting because this is a card of celebration, or so. For some reason, I feel like it's a parade. So parade means, um, like, for some reason, I associate with elections. Judgment, he's battling still. So the question is, what role will his health play in his departure? Sad news. Far away. White House. Also, yes, could be family, but here, obviously, his presence. So, oh no, ending. Oh no, really, an ending? Garden is the public, a public gathering, or public in general. Child. Child could mean many things. Now let's see more. Lady. Kamala? Money. Italian cards. Okay, so oh wow, military. That's right. This is the business. The married person does not have to be a woman. It could be business partners. Love upside down. Now that could be in fact the EPS. Now I wonder if again it has something to do with money related to the EPS situation, but it's not telling me that there's anything like really that the health plays a small role in all of this. Okay, so all right, and then what do people close to Trump know about his health that we don't? What do they know about? It's interesting. It shows me that they have to plunk him like a doll in front of the cameras, that he is the tool they use to accomplish their goals. I mean, he is quite responsible for a lot of it, but it's like he's useful to them. So, but yes, he's slow and he has helpers and he's an elderly person. And even when he was not elderly, he was never self-sufficient. So he has a lot of help. Okay. All right. So, okay. So interesting that he's in a situation, manipulation act. He's kind of stuck in a situation, making offers. And this could be empty offers. Here is love, happy in love, deals, things changing. Things are changing. Okay. What's changing? I wonder. Fortune, businessman, hope. A fox means treachery. Changes. That's right. Interesting because it connects to this. Snake. This to me is a spy thing. So manipulation changes. There's hope. Spy. Offer of a deal. Businessman changes. Treachery. Deal. Interesting. I feel like they think that there is a relationship between his dementia, which they know he has, or initial, at least beginnings of it, and he can be more easily manipulated this way. That's part one. Part two is that there is something about that deal. I forgot the thing that he's done with like that fund, 1.8 billion to give the fund to the people in who participated in January 6th. I think that's affecting their patience with him, and it's saying, wow, it's saying like a piece of meat or something that you have in the refrigerator. It comes with an expiration date, and he's very close, if not already at the expiration date. So interesting. So having talked about that, let's see what's next.